You know, the United States military lives by this sacred, unbreakable code: leave no one behind. They will literally move heaven and earth, risk absolutely everything, just to bring one person home. This is the story of what that promise really costs.
And tonight, deep inside hostile Iranian territory, that promise is about to be put to the ultimate test. It all starts with the shriek of alarms inside the cockpit of an F-15E Strike Eagle, 2 miles above the jagged peaks of the Zagros Mountains. And in a heartbeat, everything is about to go catastrophically wrong. In the blink of an eye, what was a routine strike mission turns into a desperate fight for survival. An American airman is down behind enemy lines, and the clock, it's ticking.
So check this out. The F-15 was flying low, using the actual terrain to hide from long-range radar, basically a ghost slipping through the valleys. But to hit its target, it had to pull up. Just for a second, it popped up over the horizon, and that was all the enemy needed. A hidden short-range Tor missile system got a lock. The second missile hit home. Catastrophic failure. The crew had no choice. They had to eject into the pitch-black night.
The pilot, he's rescued pretty quickly, within a few hours. But his weapons systems officer, the WSO, he is not so lucky. He's wounded from the ejection, and he is completely, utterly alone. The entire mission now has one new focus: him.
Despite his injuries, the WSO's training just takes over. His only objective? Get to high ground. He treks over 2 miles and then starts climbing, a massive 7,000-foot ridgeline. Just an absolutely brutal climb to find a spot where he can defend himself and signal for help.
He flips on his emergency beacon, but every single pulse is a huge gamble. Yeah, it alerts U.S. forces, but it also gives the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps a bright blinking signal to hunt. And believe me, they are already swarming the crash site. Time is running out. Fast.
So as the enemy is literally racing to the pilot's location, America's clandestine services start a totally different kind of war, a war of deception.
The CIA initiates what's called a phantom ground exfiltration. It's brilliant. They start leaking rumors inside Iran that the WSO has already been found and is being smuggled out on foot. It's a complete ghost story, designed to send the enemy on a wild goose chase.
And you know what? The IRGC takes the bait. They buy it completely, diverting troops and resources away from where he actually is. The CIA's Ghost Game just bought this mission the one thing it needed more than anything else: time.
With the enemy distracted, chasing ghosts, the U.S. military unleashes its most elite operators. For these guys, failure is not an option. Look, this isn't just a rescue team. It's practically an invasion force for a single man. You've got Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, nimble Little Bird gunships, tank-killing A-10s, Reaper drones acting as an unblinking eye in the sky, and Growlers to completely blind Iranian radar. It is an overwhelming display of power, all hurtling toward one tiny spot on the map.
Now, to stage this whole assault, they did something that sounds completely insane. They seized an abandoned agricultural airstrip inside Iran. They turned an empty patch of dirt into a temporary U.S. military base. It was an audacious, high-stakes gamble right on enemy soil.
But the enemy wasn't going to be fooled for long. Just as the special forces finally reached the wounded airmen, the Iranians realized they'd been tricked, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
The horizon just starts to move. Iranian ground forces are swarming the ridgeline from every direction. The small American team is trapped. They're surrounded. They're outnumbered. They're taking fire. They have one shot to get out of there.
I mean, just look at the odds. You've got a handful of America's absolute best, and they are facing off against IRGC regulars, paramilitaries, local militias, the whole 9 yards. They were caught in a vice that was closing in tight.
What happened next was just a brutal, hours-long slugfest. The operators locked down a 360-degree perimeter, laying down a wall of suppressive fire. But it's the air power overhead that really turns the tide. A-10 Thunderbolts, Warthogs, they roll in and they just rain hellfire from those legendary 30mm cannons, pounding the enemy units and buying the ground team the precious seconds they need to get the WSO to the extraction helicopter.
They've got him. They're getting out. The mission feels like it's finally over. But then, back at that secret landing strip, the final disaster strikes.
Their escape route is gone. 2 of the transport planes that were supposed to get everybody out have critical malfunctions. They can't take off. The entire rescue force, Deltas, SEALs, everyone, is now trapped on the ground as massive enemy convoys are racing toward their position.
So now, the rescuers need rescuing. A whole new fleet of aircraft is scrambled to save them. But what about the disabled planes? They're worth over $100 million, and they are packed with secret military tech. There is no way they can fall into enemy hands.
The command comes down from the top. It's a scorched earth policy. U.S. forces rig their own disabled aircraft with explosives. They blow up their own helicopters and multi-million-dollar planes, leaving absolutely nothing but charred, twisted metal for the approaching IRGC.
Think about that. An absolutely astonishing cost. Billions in assets risked, multiple high-tech aircraft destroyed, dozens of lives put on the line. And why? All of it to bring one person home. It's the ultimate proof of that promise. You will not be abandoned. You will not be forgotten. We will come for you, no matter what.